JT are their names. And I'm a realtor. As a realtor for the last 3 years, I've seen people's property taxes go out of control along with our property values. I'd like for us to go to a consumption-based tax instead of property taxes. With property taxes, we never truly own our homes. And so it's really important to me that we would be able to move to consumption-based tax that would bring enough revenue into the state to run the budget. The biggest two expense items are schooling and social services for that. I am a Christian constitutional conservative, very much go by the Word of God, the Bible. And then I look at the GOP platform as my measuring stick for looking at a candidate and considering their candidacy. I also am for keeping our schools excellent. You know, there are people who are for public, people who are for private, people who are for homeschool, for charter schools. I'm here to support families and what works best for them. We need to have more transparency in our government. We need to have accountability. We want to record committee votes. We want to abolish abortion. We want to give Texans the freedoms and the liberties that they deserve without government encroachment and intrusion. So that is a little bit about my background. I'd love to speak with any of you one-on-one. I really thank you, Linda. I learned a lot today. I've been to conventions before and participated in the process, but you learn when you come to these things. It's super important that we as the grassroots participate in this process. When a lot of people get elected and go to Austin, they forget who they represent. And I promise to never do that to my neighbors. I don't call them constituents, they're my neighbors. So I hope that you'll consider sharing my information and letting people know. My name is Christine Kalmbach and I'm running for House District 138. God bless y'all and God bless Texas. Thank you.
Base tax idea, which I think is a good idea. But what's your vision of how that would affect the people that are over 65, the people that were disabled, including disabled veterans? How do you see that being incorporated in a consumption-based tax? Because we have the property tax, I would assume they lose that exemption.
So so what I go by is eliminatepropertytax.org. They've got a lot of details on there about it. It's a consumption-based tax, and what we would do is a graduated over a 10-year period of reducing the property taxes and going more to a consumption-based. They're estimating that we just need a 7% tax across the board. Now, it will tax some things that we're not currently taxing, but it removes property taxes. And even over 65 and disabled have some, they get reductions, but I don't think they get 100% relief from top property taxes. I've talked to HCAT about this, and they said that there still are some taxes that are due on the property.
That's true.
So by eliminating that, you truly own your property. They never can take it from you, because as long as you pay property taxes to the government, they can always take your property, file liens. You can't sell the property without paying those liens. The consumption there would be 6 areas that are protected, and I have it on my phone. I don't have it in front of me, but I can answer you personally. There's 6 areas that would not be taxed, like groceries, medications, and things like that. Other things would be taxed that aren't currently, and some of those would be business services, but it would take and bring the revenue that we need for the $250 billion budget that Texas has. And so it would be done over a graduated period. There may be some exemptions in there. Russell Bennett is the gentleman who leads eliminatepropertytax.org. I've had a number of conversations with him. He's provided me with lots of data. So I'd be happy to share that information with you one-on-one. Unfortunately, I don't have it all memorized, but I like the platform that they have by protecting Texans' homes and going to this consumption-based, and it would just be 7%. Again, not on top of the sales tax that we have already. People think we're talking 15%. No, we're just talking a straight 7% across the board sales tax that would be on services and goods in Texas, like it wouldn't be raw materials and things like that.
Would local areas be able to add a tax on that, like a city or a county?
That, I think that they do allow for that, and there is parts allocated to them within that the percentages as well. So yes, there should be, I think there is a mechanism that would allow for that to happen so that they would get the revenue that they need for the local level.
So based on this elimination of property taxes and going to consumption tax, would you anticipate that places like nursing homes, over 55 homes, similar places would no longer pay property taxes? So can you envision those people getting lower rent?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Yeah, think about it, you know.
Well, they would be charged, they would probably be taxed for services that they are providing, so that would generate revenue, so they probably would pass that along to people that are there.
Yeah, but right now the property taxes are incorporated in the process
They are.
pay for the nursing home or the over 55 or over 65 living.
Right.
And so in my mind, to be respectful to people that have paid taxes their whole life, they need to be, that needs to be incorporated in part of the bill.
Right. So for example, over 65 right now, when they buy things, they're paying taxes,
Correct.
right? So it would be 7%, not 8.25. So I would have to look at that from the business side, what would be taxed for them, and then obviously how they would pay for that is obviously through charges.
Thank you very much.
Your position parallels one of the gubernatorial candidates' position?
I haven't heard West's proposal on property taxes. I do know Don Huffines is for eliminating property tax.
Yeah.
His plan's a little bit different than this one, I believe.
Good for resolutions.
And the grassroots who bring the resolutions, that's what our platform is. Our platform truly is grassroots. So be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you.